On today's episode of No, We're Actually Scared, we don't have a topic today.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July weekend. I know we were on a month hiatus. Welcome back.
Yes.
And let's talk some nonsense.
I hate our government, and I love our country.
All right, long time no see.
Yeah, dude. That was kind of. We had to re-record our intro right now.
I know, that was frustrating. Like, we had like 54 seconds, and then the computer was randomly like, no input detected.
It's kind of nuts, dude. Like, it just shut off. I thought you were being rated. I thought it was it. And it kind of goes with our topic.
Yes.
Later for, next week. Next week's topic.
Next week's episode is going to be deep.
Yes. And I thought we were getting rated like one of the places in our podcast episode.
You do enough Google searches about that episode, then
they try to silence you. Silence! Silence! Who's that comedian? Do you know? The puppet guy, right?
Who's the puppet guy?
I can't.
I know who you're talking about. He divorced his wife, and then
wow,
it was a whole thing.
Got his whole backstory, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, it was just heavy drama.
Wow,
heavy drama, Comedy Central.
Is he married to the puppet now?
Really loves his puppets.
I just remember seeing him on like fucking Comedy Central on a loop, dude, like marathon, like on
every other day.
Dude,
his special would be on. You'd catch a different part of it. He'd have a different puppet, like every time he turned.
Yeah. Hey, my thing, dude. I can't.
It wasn't great.
I can't do it. Hopefully everybody had a good 4th of July.
Yeah, and thank you to all the people who came and listened to our 1988 Anomaly Theory episode because it just blew up. It doubled.
Yeah, like
eclipsed all of our other episodes.
It kind of blew up like a firework in JPP's hand. And for all our not-football fans, it's Jason Pierre-Paul. Make sure you sign your contracts before you blow your hand off.
Yes, 100%. Or if you're worth millions of dollars, maybe pay someone to handle your fireworks.
That would be a good idea. Yeah. Maybe just sit on the sidelines for that.
Yeah, just watch them.
But he did win a ring. I don't know if he put it on that hand.
Where could it go?
I just remember like in Madden, like someone making a video and like zooming in on his hand on like instant replay. It was like all fucked up.
This game's not realistic.
But speaking of that episode that blew up though, it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, that we reset every 12 years. I have to go back and listen to it because I don't like. Usually, like whenever we walk out of an episode, we're always like, "Oh, that was a good one," or that was like, "Oh, that was kind of weak."
Right.
But like that one, I don't really remember having a strong feeling either way. So I have to go back and listen to it.
See, I remember us walking out to that one and being like, "Oh, yeah,
that was a good episode."
That was a good episode.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Because it's a fun topic to think about. Like we were just talking, about the last two. Like time is going by so fast.
Yes.
And it just seems like it's in times two. Like
you're on YouTube and you click the button and it's times two.
I don't know where my days are going, dude.
Yeah, it's gone. You wake up and it's dark and then it's light and you're back to bed and then you're back to work. And
so maybe something did happen in 1988 or 2012 or 2000.
Yeah. Or maybe like, you get to the point in like those simulation games like The Sims or Roller Coaster Tycoon and then it's just like it gets to the boring part so you just start like
fast forward.
You just fast forward it and you just want to see it already.
We're ready for retirement too.
Yeah, so the guy running the simulation right now is just pumping it up.
Well, like I said, I dropped you a nugget before the CIA cut our mics off. Or sent an energy weapon pumping through your house right now. Our brains are getting microwaved.
Well, speaking of being able to shut off technology, weren't we just talking outside about these Texas floods?
Yeah. And
how the weather, it was the emergency service or the satellites
satellites that predict the weather. NOAA or NOAA.
Yeah, it just shut off.
They weren't
during
working.
This flood?
They weren't working. So they couldn't get out the updated thing of the storm. Like the predictions.
Right.
So they predicted it, I guess, like the day of, like, oh, it's going to rain a lot. Like, it's going to be 3 to 6 inches. Everyone just going to be flooding.
It's the old Bill Burr bit, man. They can turn off your chip, dude. They can turn off your thing. They can turn off your mics.
Crazy what we're seeing right now. I mean, like, last I heard, it was 47 people missing or confirmed dead.
Oh, that's scary, too.
Whole girl summer camp got washed away. They're still missing, trying to find that. Like, I mean, terrible shit. Like, just absolutely terrible.
Oh, it's horrible. The videos are crazy. All I see is, like, a video of a person saving a dog or a person saving a horse or a person breaking open a windshield to save a couple out of a truck. Like,
but back to that, like, satellite thing. I guess they couldn't get an updated, like, weather report out.
Yeah.
That the storm is stalling over central Texas and that the fucking river's going to rise 26 feet in 3 hours.
Yeah, like...
Crazy shit, dude. Like, biblical almost. Like... Real similar to North Carolina.
Real similar.
Where
but
that
also
stalled out above them.
Like, you would think all these, like, feel-good stories of people being saved or, like, Good Samaritan things would be pumped up. But usually it's just division that's pumped up in the media.
Well, if it bleeds, it leads, right? That's the fucking the news thing.
That's it.
You're just going to see death and destruction.
Yep. You know, you're not going to see the guy who's risking his life trying to save a dog, or the guy who's risking his life trying to save a woman from her car.
Right.
Or,
but a lot of sadness there.
A lot of carnage.
Yeah. Like that, the whole town.
Oh, dude, it's depressing to think
Did you happen to see the before and after video where it was like 2024 is like over the same bridge and then
there's another good one where they're like, oh, this is like an 18-foot drop from our deck and the water's just up to the deck.
I couldn't imagine, dude.
And like you said, it was an insane amount of water in a short period of time.
Yeah, like I said, I'm any fisherman out there. If you're a creek guy or a river guy, there's gauges that you could check with like your local DEC office. So, like, higher the water, the better rate fish are going to flow in. You got a better chance of catching fish.
Right.
So, we have, like, a level that we always check where it's, like, 8 to 1,200 is the gauge that we look at where it's like, oh, that's prime. Anything higher than that 1,200, it's up to your shoulder. It's unfishable. You can't wade it. You can't go in there. And it's after snow. It's always going to fluctuate by the day. Like, some days are colder. Your flow is going to be down. For it to rise that fast, that high in 3 hours is insane, dude.
Yeah, what?
Like
Texas?
It's insane.
Like, it's not like there's a massive snow melt off.
I know.
What happened in Texas?
It seems like their infrastructure failed completely. Like, I don't know if that was like a flood zone, this area.
Which is a whole nother talk about how our infrastructure's been crumbling for 25 years, and this is bipartisan. Like, why can't we get this done? Why can't we put some of this money? We're already in a crazy deficit. Why can't we fix our roads, buildings, and infrastructure?
But here's the other crazy thing. We all have cell phones nowadays. Where is the alert systems? Why aren't those working, dude?
For every major disaster, it seems like there's such a miss.
And they seem more relevant. Like, the further and further we progress.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up. Katrina was a disaster. We knew it was coming. It was a Category 5 hurricane. People couldn't get out. That was the problem.
Right.
You know, poor people, whatever. They don't have the luxury of leaving.
Yeah.
Here, it's just like these situations happen, and there's a lot of freakiness with them where they're stalling out. People can't get out. Roads are blocked. Like, a lot of fishy shit with it.
I don't understand.
Geoengineering, dude.
Like, things are getting worse. Well, geoengineering, maybe they're doing it, but even just taking into account the tragedy, it's just like, like you said, why is no one being alerted?
Right. And now watch next week. The insurance companies are going to announce that they canceled all these people's floods policies last year.
Yeah, I was just saying, the State Farm guy is going to come out again.
It's crazy. And then Trump wants to get rid of FEMA. Like, eliminate FEMA completely.
Yeah.
We're going backwards, dude. We're not going forward. We're not progressing as a country.
The crazy thing is like all I hear about is all these cuts in this big bill. Like, you hear about all the cuts, but somehow the deficit's up $2.4 billion or trillion dollars.
Trillion. Yeah, 2.4 is just a fucking Saturday afternoon in Iran, dude.
Well,
that's it. That's.
But it's just like all these cuts, but the deficit goes up. And the tax that we were just talking about, the tax on tips and the tax on overtime thing is such a nothing burger for everyone.
It seems like a complete failure for the working person.
Yeah, it's a nothing burger. It changes literally nothing. It's not going to change your paycheck on a week-to-week basis. And it's going to be an itemized deduction at the end of the year that's insignificant.
So you're going to make a tax process that's already complicated more difficult for people.
Right. I remember at one point, we were talking about a tax code going to be something more simple.
Right. It's not that hard, dude. Like, base it on your salary. Here, you made this much. Right. You owe this much.
The end.
Right off.
And like I said, I don't even agree with progressive tax. I think flat tax is the way to go, and I think more people would pay taxes, and you'd have less hiding of money. And
now explain flat tax to people that don't know what flat tax is.
Flat tax is, as Rand Paul always said, corporate tax should just be 15% across the board. There shouldn't be any write-offs. There shouldn't be any of this. It's just income you made, 15% at the end.
Makes sense. It sounds simple.
Doesn't matter how much money you make. Doesn't matter. If you made $800, you pay 15% of that. If you made $8 million, you pay 15% of it. And then you'll get your Bernie Sanders who will say, well, the rich aren't paying their fair share. But guess what? With the itemized deductions, none of these people are paying their fair share. At least if you have a 15% flat tax that didn't have loopholes and didn't have – we didn't need an army of lawyers to sort out your tax bill.
I know.
The money would just come in.
And a lot of that, and I'll explain that part where – people don't say they pay their fair share, where they don't, because a lot of their equity is based in stock market. So their wealth, and they get stock buybacks.
Right.
And then they take loans out on their wealth.
Correct.
And then they live off the interest rate or 2% or 5% interest rate.
Right.
And they pay zero
And they
tax.
get access to money at no
any
cost.
point. Yeah, there's no cost, dude. I'm whoever the owner of Dollar Tree.
Right.
I could fucking go and take
I could borrow all this.
$50 million loan, and they would be not a question in my head.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's not a blink.
Right.
And that's how people get away with it, whether it's just or rolling over properties and
Yep.
there's all these little
Loopholes.
intricate loopholes. Exactly.
That wouldn't exist if you just had a simple tax system that wasn't progressive, that was just flat tax.
And then everybody would pay their fair share.
And that's it. Everybody would pay their fair share.
I know. There would be no fucking getting around it.
Yeah. It's like...
It's so frustrating because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're just gonna hire lawyers and make it more complicated and tie it up in courts and tie it up in here.
Yep.
When, dude, it takes fucking put me in there for 10 minutes and we'll fix our country.
100%.
Like, and I'm not a politician.
It's so
dude.
simple.
Like, oh, here, tax code. This is how we're gonna take care of our Social Security problem.
Yep.
This is how we're gonna take care of our welfare problem. Oh, this is how we're gonna. We laid out straight up a plan, dude.
Yep.
And cut all Pentagon spending. Woo.
The end.
Look at that. And invest back into the U.S. and put in real
Fix
estate.
our infrastructure.
And infrastructure. And actually apply our resources for the future.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy, dude. That's crazy talk.
My argument for this whole...
Except,
everything that's happening in the past 20 years, my whole argument is this is pushing us to a new world order and socialism.
Yeah, well...
They want to get us as far away from capitalism, and they want to paint capitalism as this evil thing at every possible turn.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's hard to argue with if you would print money to go bomb Iran or print money to fund Israel to destroy Gaza and print money to send to the Ukraine to fight Russia because we're worried about Russia reestablishing the Soviet Union. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, democracy, baby.
We're worried about all this and spending all that money. Even in my head, I would rather print that money and drop it off in fucking our destitute cities and our destitute... Yeah.
Put it in Memphis.
Yeah, I would rather do that. Like, and I'm completely an anti-socialist. I hate socialism.
Or here you go. Instead of just dropping it off, dude, just send everybody a check, dude.
Yeah.
You did it before.
You're printing the money anyway.
You
so,
did it.
Like I'm saying, if the money's got to go somewhere, I would rather go to people.
Just go to people, dude.
And I don't agree with giving it to
I
people,
know.
but if I had to choose between one or the other, socialism ends up the better answer.
Except we're going to back to breadlines with New York City electing that socialist mayor.
And opening government-ran grocery stores.
Government-ran grocery stores and free
Price
transit.
fixing and...
You know, it sounds good on paper, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's going to lower grocery costs. It's going to keep them competitive, and you're going to force the corporation to fucking lower their gouging.
Yep.
But do you win in the long run when those people at the grocery store, the privatized one, don't have a job anymore because that grocery store can't keep people on?
Yeah.
And then we're all doing self-checkout, or we're all on...
Well, also, what's the term with socialism? Like the means of production and everything, and it's like, what does New York City produce? I mean,
financial system. That's it, dude.
That's
Real
it.
estate.
They don't produce anything. Very little.
Theater.
Very little.
Culture. Culture. It produces culture.
Yeah, true. They used to be the cultural epicenter of the world.
Now it's Atlanta, isn't it, dude?
It's closer to Atlanta than it is New York City.
Seems like Atlanta's the...
But
it's not Hollywood or New York anymore.
It's... I don't know. It's a bad road, but I feel like this is all in an attempt to paint capitalism as the big bad enemy and to drive us all towards socialism.
And to take it on that half, it kind of is. Because it's what we have is crony capitalism. It's not real capitalism.
It's corporatism.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Where you have one company owning 80 products.
We have no competition.
Me and you get together and we start a laundry detergent, dude. We can't compete against Tide and Gain because Procter & Gamble owns them.
Yeah.
And we'll get priced out of the market immediately.
No competition.
You can't compete with that, dude.
Yeah.
And it just crushes mom and pop stores, dude. And it's... And like
at least us all being subservient too, which is the main goal of socialism, is to make us all subservient.
Right. Yeah.
Which will lead us also into our next week topic. Now I'm getting excited about that one.
You're pumping that one up, man.
Yeah, that one's gonna be dark.
It's a good one though.
It's a great episode.
It's a popular topic.
Yeah. All right, we're just gonna soak it and we'll let it go.
Leave it at that.
We'll let it go. All right, we hit the big beautiful bell. Diddy's off.
Now, doesn't this get us back into like two justice systems? The rich one and the poor?
I think the biggest like crazy thing to me is that Wesley Snipes was in jail for 5 years for
tax fraud. Yeah,
for
dude.
tax fraud.
Well, there we go. We fixed the tax code 10 minutes ago, dude. Guess what? We would hit him up for 15%, dude. And that would be it.
But just how insane the justice system is to punish this guy for tax fraud and send him to a cage for 5 years versus this guy who probably laundered
allegedly
human beings for the elite. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And will probably, if he does any jail time at all, it's going to be insignificant.
I think they're probably going to count. I was surprised. I've been telling you, I thought it was going to be a mistrial.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
Because racketeering charges and RICO cases against one person's never heard of.
Right.
That's what you do for the mob. That's what you do for the cartel.
Yep.
You're bringing out one person. Who else is involved, dude?
Well, they're not going to tell you.
But that's why it was going to be a mistrial, dude. That's why I thought it was going to be a mistrial right off the bat.
Yeah.
But
instead, they throw you a couple cookies and say, we got him on these minor offenses.
Well, you know what I think it is, dude? It all goes back to the Illuminati. Here we go. Psycho.
Okay, go. We got cut out again.
That's freaky, dude.
Yeah, something's fucking goofy now.
It's freaky. Now I got to think of where I was.
Illuminati. Diddy.
Okay. Psycho time with Johnny here.
Oh, okay.
I think he stepped on somebody's toes. Either
Did he?
Yeah.
And this is their way of saying, like,
get back in line.
Get back. Oh, that makes sense.
And I think of another theory that I have. I think they're all money producers. So they're a criminal organization, dude. The minute you stop being profitable to them, you're no use. And then now you're going to have a reputation or an ego. I got something for you.
We'll put him back in line.
I got something for you. He sued the liquor company. Ciroc.
Starting to get a little big.
He doesn't own Ciroc. I thought he did.
He doesn't own Ciroc?
No.
So why'd he sue him?
Something with like the agave maker or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought and I think that's where he stepped on someone's toes that he wasn't supposed to.
And he got put back in line.
And here you go.
That's interesting.
That's
a good theory.
I think it's all like that, dude. I think it's like I like Bill Cosby. I think Bill Cosby was like the biggest guy, biggest comedian, and worked with kids. Like I mean, Dr. Huxtable.
The kids say.
Yeah, right.
What is it called? The kids say the darndest things.
Yeah, kids say the darndest things.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like what else was he on? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Little Bill.
And yeah.
All of a sudden, like here, he stops making money, and then all the allegations come out.
Yep.
Like here's our sacrificial. Like
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Harvey Weinstein. Seems like this he has the biggest movie fucking thing.
Well, that's Candace Owens over here is trying to get Harvey Weinstein, trying to get his name cleared.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's a whole bunch of he said, she said shit.
She's a professional at finding like the perfect like the Kanye with like a little bit more faculty, like more well spoken.
I just remember her on Rogan the one time, and like
she was terrible,
and it was terrible.
She didn't feel like she had a brain cell in her head. But then you listen to her talk other times, like when she goes in front of Congress.
Yeah,
and she sounds amazing.
Does she?
Oh yeah.
I'm not a Candace Owens. I don't listen.
I don't listen to her either. But I've seen like the clips of her and like Congress grilling her, and like for her to come back at them the way she did, like she did amazing. Right. Like she sounded terrible on Rogan. I think she was trying to be like a bro though.
And then I remember her like blaming she didn't have it was like global warming.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, this doesn't exist" or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like this is God's plan or so. I remember her like having a weird moment on there.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe abortion, something about abortion. It was something weird, and I'm like, yikes.
But it's funny, the Harvey Weinstein thing.
The Harvey Weinstein thing. Well, like I said, anyways, he was an asshole.
Oh, yeah, terrible guy.
A guy I used to work with, went to college with him.
Harvey Weinstein?
Harvey Weinstein.
No shit.
Yeah, he owned, the guy I went to work with was a music guy.
Yeah.
He knew Rick James, everything. Like, he was, like, real big in the music scene in the 60s.
Yeah.
His, Miramax, him and his brother they were concert promoters before they started the movie company.
Harvey Weinstein was?
Harvey Weinstein, yeah. And he was a dickhead. He wouldn't pay people. He wouldn't pay acts and everything like that.
He was a Marine, too, wasn't he?
Was he? I don't know if he was a Marine.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm just tying that all back to like an Entourage joke. I don't know if you ever saw Entourage.
Yes, Entourage.
But they used to talk about Harvey Weinstein got into a fight with E in one of the episodes, and Ari was just like,
Ari
This
Gold.
guy like that guy joined the fucking Marines just so he could feel what it was like to kill a man with his bare hands. Just trying to scare you.
Ari Gold, man, one of the best TV characters of all time. By the way,
100%.
Yeah, but yeah, he was a dickhead. I guess he was a dickhead.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
Now I'm going all over.
I mean,
the
he
place.
definitely sold parts of his movies for sexual favor.
Oh
favors,
yeah, I'm not.
which I'm sure
all of
90% of Hollywood did.
I'm sure 90% of Hollywood did.
Yeah.
As we're learning with the Diddy thing.
Yeah.
Who was at the parties?
Right.
Harvey
well,
Weinstein.
that's what makes you wonder. It's like they pick these targets because obviously
You did something wrong.
you stepped out of line.
I think I think that's what it is.
And that's why you see like this culture where like everyone is on the same line of every like topic in a certain industry.
Right.
So you see the movie industry when they go one way, they're all in line
yes.
because once you step out of line,
you don't work.
you're Harvey Weinstein
or you're
P. Diddy.
Right.
You're
Right. The list goes on.
right.
Or you're dead in a hot tub.
As soon as you step out
Like
of line
the-
from their vision,
Like the Friends guy.
which is just like it just always plays into the puppet masters being in charge of
It's crazy, dude.
things.
Can you imagine being that scared?
Yeah.
You could? See, I think I would fucking rock Hollywood. I would knock their socks off, dude.
They put you in jail though.
No, I won't do anything illegal. I'd be like
It
Cat
doesn't
Williams.
matter. You don't have to do anything.
I'd be like
illegal.
Cat Williams,
You
dude.
stepped out of the line, dude.
It's gonna be. It's
You
gonna
stepped
be.
out of line. You're done.
It's the year of truth.
You're gonna be Cat Williams playing backyard basketball, fighting like 14-year-olds.
He's a hardcore kid. You know that? He goes to hardcore shows.
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams,
That's
dude.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Cat Williams goes to hardcore shows, dude.
That's pretty cool.
No, Cat Williams was. You remember when he was on Shannon Sharp?
oh yeah.
He's like,
Oh, I know. He
2021.
blew everybody in. I know.
Everything he said, dude. There was like 5 things on that list that came. It's
I
gonna
know.
be year of truth.
I know.
Go back
They're
and
all
watch
coming
that.
true. I know.
Go back and watch that episode, people. Cat Williams on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay.
Cat Williams is hilarious.
Yes. Oh, he was phenomenal, dude. His
When we were like 15,
oh my
watching that
pimpin' ain't
special come
pimpin'
on
or
at
whatever it
night.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, the green suit.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, don't play that music again. And then they would do it again.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah, Cat Williams, dude. He was a killer. He still is a killer, dude. I think so. But they tried tearing him down too, saying he's crazy.
Oh yeah. He is a little crazy.
Is he just not?
But is he right?
Is he not normal?
Is it right to be?
Did he talk about looking in the rooms?
I don't know.
At the
man.
parties? Like, what's going on in that room? What's going on in that room?
He knows.
I don't know. But yeah, I think they take you down.
Oh, Iran.
Oh
Trying to find the
God.
next topic. Iran. We'll talk about Iran. We bombed nuclear sites.
Oh God. Here we go again about
More war.
fixing our country, though. How much money do those bombs cost?
Yeah.
they,
And then I gotta hear from people that say like the Trump like hysteria is crazy that you can't even criticize things. I'm like, just why can't you just like, even if you love Trump, even if you're like the MAGA guy,
I know.
like can't you just be like, hey, this doesn't seem right. Like this seems a little fucking off.
No, it's
like
like-
can't you just criticize something? Stop being like 100% on everything.
yeah, because it's like football teams, dude. It's if you talk bad about the Cleveland Browns,
Yeah.
they're gonna jump down your
But guess
throat.
what? Like even like if they're
Even
good,
though
even
you're-
if they're good, dude, they can still have a bad punter that you can complain about. Like, do you know what I mean?
I know.
Like, you could find something to
I
say
know.
like, no, that's wrong. What he's doing.
Now they just fall in line, dude.
They fall in line bad, and then they're just like, well, we did that. Look, it's not a forever war. There's not boots on the ground, dude. We're still funding 2 forever wars.
I know.
In between,
I know.
doing something for our ally, and then we were saying, I remember we had this conversation, but what usually would have been a cool moment is like, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing out on the fucking tarmac.
yeah.
Usually would have been a cool moment. You just saw through that.
Oh,
Like, and you just knew
100.
like that was like
We called it
he
out
knows-
together.
We called it out together. We like he knows how unpopular that bombing
Yes.
was, and he knows how unpopular this is. So now he has to come out and have this rah-rah moment
Right.
the other way.
To get MAGA to fall back in line.
To
with
be
him.
like, no, look how tough
Yes,
he's being
right.
to Israel.
And
No,
then-
he did everything for Israel already. He did every single thing on their behalf. They
Everything.
got everything they wanted.
everything. And now you're gonna play here's the
I'm
hard
the tough
line.
guy.
Here's the hard line. Listen to me.
Yeah, I'm mad at them too.
Yeah. It's all bullshit, dude.
It's all bullshit.
all
That is
bullshit.
WWE at its finest.
The heel turn.
Like-
That was a heel turn.
Yep, that moment right there.
Yeah.
Like just this is WWE. The second I saw that moment, dude.
It's crazy. Like I said, it's okay to be negative.
Yeah.
Like call out the bullshit, dude.
Yeah. And if you're a Democrat and Biden, dude, be negative about everything
Exactly.
negative about him.
Like I said at the beginning,
Don't fall in line 100% because it makes you look dumb.
I love our country, but I hate our
I
government.
hate the fucking government, dude. I'm more of an anarchist every day.
I know, dude.
I've been I love Michael Malice, dude. He's been kind of like
That's
my
your
kick,
boy.
dude. Michael Malice, it's why I don't believe in democracy. He taught me that. You should never believe in democracy. There's no reason why the fat fuck 3 doors down from you should be voting on how you should live.
Right.
You should never be able to vote your rights away.
Right.
People shouldn't be allowed to vote to take your rights away.
Right.
Democracy is evil. So that's why when they were saying democracy's on the ballot, democracy's on the ballot. Can I vote against it? Because I hate democracy. I think people are the dumbest.
We were voting against it. We were anti-Ukraine, dude.
The crazy thing is everyone is anti-democracy when you put them in a room. If you have 6 out of 10 people vote that, everyone needs to wear pink on Tuesdays, dude, and you vote against it, dude, are you pro-democracy because those 6 people said I should be wearing pink?
The way I grew up, dude, was always question everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Okay, this guy could be knowledgeable, knows his thing, works in this office.
And I could like him.
I could like
the fucking guy.
But I could also disagree with you.
But I could also be that doesn't seem like a good idea.
We disagree all the time, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
And guess what? We talk to each other the next day or a couple hours. We disagree all the time. I disagree with my wife, dude.
Yeah. It's part of life.
It's part of life.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be 100% on everything.
I know. But the fall in line, and then everybody on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just all your big accounts, we're just oh, Trump's the man. Look at he's playing 3D chess.
3D chess.
He's playing them. He knows what was going on. Told you he was the peace president all along.
Yep.
Dude, he just dropped a fucking 6 30,000-pound bombs on a country that has no affiliation with us or a threat to us.
And not to mention it was proved through Mossad, the CIA, and another intelligence organization that they had never agreed to produce nuclear weapons, and there was no evidence that they had nuclear weapons.
Including Tulsi Gabbard.
Including his...
The Secretary of Defense, correct? No, or is that... what is she?
She is Secretary of Defense, isn't she?
Is she Secretary of Defense? What's Hegseth or whatever the hell his name is? That dude's Secretary.
Oh, when I search Tulsi, a flower comes up.
Yeah, what is her title?
National Intelligence.
National Intelligence.
Director of National Intelligence.
So Hegseth is the fucking defense guy.
Yeah.
The ex-Marine.
But your head of National Intelligence also agreed.
Yeah, that says that.
Along with the CIA. Even
and then it's crazy how she fell in line 2 days after that. Where she was like, oh, they're a threat to us. They do. Yep. They have the capabilities now. After you just said that?
Well, in line with that, we just saw, I think we talked about Bongino and what's-his-face going on the interview.
I remember we talked about it. I don't remember in which way we talked about it. Yeah. But it was pre-Rogan.
Pre-Rogan.
It was a
So now he went on Rogan. So now we're just another example of a guy who looks like he has a shotgun on him, just like Tulsi. They just look like they are holding their family hostage with a gun to their head because everything they said before they got into office is completely out the fucking window.
Out the window. Out the window, dude.
Out the window.
It doesn't exist, dude.
Yeah. Everything they said, they're like, no, dude, the official narrative is 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he didn't kill himself.
He didn't kill himself. Yeah. No, we got video evidence.
Yeah.
Where's the video? Where's the video?
Yeah. No, we're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, still haven't fixed the...
What?
We can't get the watermark off the AI video yet. We can't figure that out. We need another $1 trillion thrown at our visual department over here. Fucking idiots, dude. I'll tell it, dude. It's the craziest thing.
It's the most WWE shit.
And now they're gonna tote around. I don't know if you saw the healthcare fraud thing that just came out. There was $14 billion. It was an FBI investigation. We staunched it. They had a big fucking press conference. We staunched this fraud of Medicaid and Medicare.
Yeah.
It was $14 billion. It was a nationwide network. Well, what is that? A weekend in Iran after you drop the bombs, dude? What's $14 billion?
It's nothing.
Dude? It's nothing.
It's absolutely nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing, dude.
We can't fix our roads, dude. We can't fix our fucking roads.
We got Central Texas is 26 feet underwater right now.
Yeah.
But you're going to tell me, hey, thoughts and prayers to the people in Texas. Well, hey, maybe we should have fucking sent them a text message along with a text message to the people in fucking Hawaii, along with the fucking warning.
Yeah, let them know. Maybe let the horns go off.
To North Carolina.
The fire started.
Dude, we're
inept. Government is completely inept. And if they're not inept, then it's planned. And it's one or the other.
It's one or the other.
They're either completely inept or this is done on purpose.
Dude, it gets me so angry, dude.
Yeah.
It gets me so angry.
Because if you gave that pool of money to us for a week, dude, we could fix every problem.
Dude, it's crazy. It's not hard.
It's not.
It's all it's politics.
Yeah.
And like,
well, it's the reason why they never codify abortion. It's the reason why they never codify gun rights.
Yep.
It's the reason why they never, because they're winning issues for the other side. So they're never going to actually fight for those rights.
Never.
They're going to say they can fight for those rights, so they have something to campaign on.
A talking point. Get you angry, dude. They're going to take your guns.
Yeah.
They're never going to take your guns, dude. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't.
No conservative's going to take the right to an abortion.
Right.
It's never going to happen.
Well, did you ever
But the left will never make it a law because then they have nothing to campaign on.
Did you ever watch the thing on HBO that I told you about, Dirty Money or whatever?
No, I never got through. I know you told me.
Dude, it was good. It was all about like the abortion, how they like this secret NGO fucking funded to get all like Republican Supreme Court from the 80s from Reagan. Dude, it's nuts, dude. It's nuts, and it's all like a Catholic based like NGO, and they all take money. Where's the separation of church and state, dude?
Right.
Like
there isn't one.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Healthcare's a mess in this country.
Yep.
Like I said, dude, I love our country. We have the best country in the world that allows you to fucking wake up every day and do what you want. But the government sucks, dude. It sucks. And the people that feed into it are even worse, dude. Like, don't be brainwashed by these assholes, dude.
Don't fall in line, man. Don't fall in line. Clap for the good things and fucking hate the bad things.
Right. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. I see a B-2 bomber at a football game, dude. I get excited, dude.
Oh, yeah. Flyovers are awesome.
Like, don't get me wrong, dude.
Flyovers are awesome.
It jazzes me up, man. Like, look at that fucking engineering, dude. Like, go to the fucking air shows, dude. Like, that roar of engineering coming through. Like, dude, we fucking built that thing. That's why we're the fucking greatest.
It is just wild to me that, like, this is like the America First agenda is to fund 2 foreign wars and bomb Iran.
Dude, it's crazy.
And that's the America First agenda.
It's not.
Grocery prices are the same.
Exactly.
Gas
dude.
prices are the same.
They're going up.
You still can't afford a house. Interest rates are still insanely high. Like we just talked about, the rich can borrow money at 2% interest, but
people can't retire.
No one can retire.
No one can retire. Our age group can't buy houses. We can't have families. You can't do all this. You can barely find fucking a job that.
And where do you turn to when you're that desperate?
Socialism. I know.
And I think that's all a push to get people into socialism, and that's why you're seeing people hate landlords. You're seeing people hate they're saying like tipping culture's bad. I'm not going to tip at restaurants anymore. It's a huge fucking argument now. Like, it's all these things, and that's all meant to divide, and that's all meant to push you into socialism.
Right. Yeah, small arguments to keep you angry.
It's all a fucking game, dude.
Yep.
And
it's crazy.
I hope people see through it. I really do hope people see through it, but I have little hope in society, and it's why I don't believe in democracy.
Yeah. And I was telling you about the guy that I knew running for mayor.
Yeah.
He didn't stand a chance, dude. Didn't stand a chance.
Oh, yeah. You said your buddy,
Yeah, he didn't stand a chance. It sucks.
Barely get on the ballot.
Sucks, dude. It sucks. And then they got a guy who's been in fucking the state senate for fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
Got a Cohen
Chuck Schumer.
Like, dude, it's bullshit. Oh, you want to speak about... Oh, back to Candace Owens.
Okay.
So, did you hear her last episode where she was talking about how she's been on that Macron's wife, the French prime minister's wife?
Who's a man.
Who's a man.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Or
a woman, allegedly.
It's been a big push. It's been a big push, yeah. And then, but also a crazy story that, like, she was, like, 30 and got with him when he was, like, 15.
She was, like, 40.
Yeah.
He was, like, 13.
Yeah.
Which is... well, that's French culture, I guess.
Yeah. Let's be sensitive to other cultures.
I guess Harvey Weinstein was doing fucking French culture. you know, like, is that an argument that would hold up in court? Yeah, I guess she was an older lady or a teacher or something like that.
Yeah.
And, but anyways, weird situation.
Weird situation
if it is.
In general, yeah.
But I guess...
Have you ever seen the videos of her, like, grabbing him and, like, beating him up and shit?
No.
That was the whole joke with Elon's black eye.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, so Elon came to the White House during one of those
I remember him
and he had
having
the black eye, and he said, it's okay, I didn't just come from France. Because they were saying, like, that the wife kept beating him up. There's, like, a video of them, like, on a plane. Oh, my God. I can't believe you haven't seen this video.
I gotta see this.
Oh, my God. This one's good. All right, finish your point on Candace Owens.
But anyway,
I'm going to find this video.
So I guess she gets approached and was like, you have a phone call from Florida. And it was the president, I guess, who Trump called her.
Calling Candace Owens?
Called Candace Owens to say, hey, stop calling him his wife a man. And he's like, she looks like a lady. I had dinner with her. She looks like a lady. And then she's like,
The absurdity of the conversations in government in 2025.
Well, the reasoning is
Donald Trump calling Candace Owens.
because he's trying to broker a peace deal with the French Prime Minister for Ukraine. But I'm going to call a podcaster
To say stop calling him
to stop calling him a man. Is that crazy or is that crazy? She had a great line. I forgot what she said. But she's like, if I ever write a memoir of my life, I had to say something snarky to the president.
Here you go. Here's the video.
All right, let's see the video.
She just punches him in the face. What?
Let me see this.
They caught him getting off the plane.
Whoa! Hands in the mouth. Maybe that's some fetish, dude. Man hands in the mouth?
He just punched him in the face.
But Elon was like, I didn't just come from France. Like, he was making it. That was what he said to the black guy thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been off of Elon, dude.
Oh, he's been terrible.
I just saw with the Rogan. Oh, okay. That brings me back to this one now.
All right, we gotta like cap a politic at like another 5 minutes,
know.
and we gotta move on to something else.
I got this one
Our
real quick.
fucking ghost podcast is
The
going.
crazy thing, you talk about a psyop, dude.
Okay.
All right, so call me a conspiracy theorist, which I already am. Kash Patel was on Rogan.
Yes.
J.D. Vance, the Antichrist, Vice President of the United States, was on Theo Vaughn.
Yep.
At the same time as the Elon tweet when he said that Trump was on the Epstein
tape
list.
Or files or whatever.
That they were both on podcasts being recorded.
at
Come
the
on.
same time.
Come on, dude.
All orchestrated.
Orchestrated as a motherfucker, dude.
Has to be.
Orchestrated.
Has to be.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. That's a nutty one, dude. Yeah, they both like pushed it away like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. As his eyes are frantically looking at any escape because there's a shotgun being held by. I would say like to my wife, dude. I was like, Jamie, the producer, is Rogan's handler.
Yeah,
is the CIA guy. He's the one that
got the
fucking.
gun to his
He's
head.
holding the gun, dude. Jamie behind the mic, dude, is holding the gun up. We get a kick out of that.
What's your last?
Last one. All right, you into pop punk music, dude?
Oh, this is a good one. All right, let's start a little. Before we get to that one,
Okay.
all right, let's start from the beginning. Laurel Canyon.
Laurel.
I can't talk. Laurel Canyon.
Yes.
So we said we wanted to be like a base conspiracy podcast where we're like, we just give you the overlay. You go look up the deep shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the base thing about Laurel Canyon, was it the CIA?
Yes.
CIA
Yeah, CIA.
was involved in basically orchestrating the rock movement in the 60s.
We touched upon it in our MK Ultra a little bit
Right.
with, and he's going to make an appearance next week in our podcast too.
Oh my God, next week's going to be so big. Don't miss next
with
week.
Dr. Jolly West, who's a psychiatrist.
Yes.
Was in San Francisco at the time of the hippie movement.
Yeah.
And they kind of pushed this anti-war agenda, controlling this hippie movement type of thing.
Right.
So, like, Laurel Canyon, there's a whole book on this, too. I forgot it was called. It was like The Sounds of Laurel Canyon. And it talks about all the bands that came out of Laurel Canyon at this time, like Jim Morrison and The Doors.
Yep.
His dad was like a CIA guy with the Navy.
Yep. So you have all these people
Jefferson Airplane.
linked to intelligence.
There was a lot of fucking intelligent, 10 bands out of this area came out.
Yep.
And then that goes to the Ice Cube thing with 90s rap.
Yep. The 90s hip hop thing.
Talking about how
Hip hop was created as a pipeline from the ghetto to the prison.
To
put people in prison.
make violence music so they replicate it and see a lifestyle and live that lifestyle. And then the guys that own private prisons are making money off the people incarcerated.
Yep.
This kind of leads into it a little bit too. Blink-182. There's been a little hints here. Aliens exist. I don't know if you're familiar
Well,
with.
how crazy is it that two members of a 90s pop punk band are involved deeply with the government?
Deeply.
Tom DeLonge is literally like invited to go hunt aliens with the government.
Yeah.
Like like just think about that statement for a second. Is this dude is literally like conscripted by the government to go? He's like, can I help? And yeah, you're invited into the government to go hunt aliens.
Now this is the same band that wrote songs like "I Want to Fuck a Dog in the Axe."
Yeah, like it's Labor Day and I've only had 2 fucking presents or whatever.
Yeah. It's Christmas Day and I only had 2 fucking presents.
Yep. And I hate your guts. I always hate fucking guts.
Yep.
And I'll never talk to you again unless your dad will suck me off. I'll never talk to you. Yeah. This is the band that is invited to hunt aliens with the government.
Okay.
That's Tom DeLonge, by the way.
That was their guitarist.
And he left Blink-182 because things got so weird before them. They couldn't be friends anymore.
Yeah.
And he started Angels and Airwaves, and he just said, I was more interested in hunting aliens than making music with Blink-182.
Yeah. Yeah, a little weird, right?
Interesting.
And then you got Mark Hoppus,
Yeah.
who's also the singer in the band and a bass player.
Yep.
His dad was like a CIA guy through the Navy.
That makes
and
sense.
worked
Yeah.
in like defense,
Super
building
intelligent.
missiles and
Yep.
shit like that.
Yep.
So like probably aerospace engineer or something with that background.
Yeah, intelligence.
So then Mark Hoppus comes out with this thing where he ended up helping the U.S. government find Saddam Hussein.
Oh, totally.
So to our
Checks out.
younger listeners, Saddam Hussein is kind of the equivalent of Iran today.
Yeah.
Iran they got the Ayatollah, they got, they have atomic
Ayatollah.
weapons, Ayatollah.
Ayatollah.
I just think of fucking the Larry David episode.
The fatwa.
The fatwa, and he's just running around panicked. So Iran today is the 2000s Iraq,
Right.
and the government lied to us and said that they had weapons of mass destruction.
Yep.
He was an evil dictator. Don't get me wrong.
He was a
He
terrible
killed
guy.
a lot of people. Blah blah blah.
But also, killing him destabilized the entire nation afterwards.
Completely, and that's how we got ISIS and everything else afterwards. It led to we're going to spread democracy to this area, and they don't want it.
Yeah. And then
There you
could,
go.
And if also if you're a little bit older, but maybe not as young, you could go back to Libya where we overthrew their dictator,
Yeah.
and now there's open air slave markets in Libya.
Right, or you could go to Vietnam and North Korea and
Yeah.
you
So it's
could trace
just
it.
a history of the government
Yeah.
overthrowing who they would declare evil dictators, who
Right.
most likely were, but usually when you topple a regime, you usually end up with something worse.
Right, and then if you in South America, there's a whole bunch of countries in South America too. They were toppled by the CIA. If you want a good book, it's called The Devil's Chessboard. Read that; it'll tell you all about the CIA inner workings of international governments and how they toppled them. It goes very in depth with them. But anyway, so Iraq in 2003, the U.S. invades them for fucking whatever reason, weapons
Yeah.
of mass destruction,
Yep.
which was a fucking lie.
Yep, 100%.
Like how Iran has nuclear weapons, which is a fucking lie.
Yep.
And
Confirmed by the CIA and the Mossad.
and Tulsi Gabbard. So we're not lying about that one. We don't have to allegedly say that. And he comes up with this. They're on like a USO tour. So USO tours, people, celebrities, whatever, would
Right.
go to fucking Iraq, Iran.
Yeah, we're
perform
going to
for
have
the
Blink-182 play for the troops.
troops on an aircraft carrier, I guess, and they were sitting with a general or whatever, a high up.
That was 2003, too, so you got to think that's like the album with the smiley face. That was a good one.
Yeah,
That was,
feeling this or whatever.
feeling this.
Yeah.
We're gonna go from here.
And then you talk about, okay, so you said the two members. Travis Barker's married to a fucking Kardashian. Aren't they witches, dude? Like, they're a witch cult, right? Look what they did to all the men, dude.
Yeah,
the
they're making cash.
the only normal one is Kanye, or is Reggie Bush, dude. And I don't know what Reggie's doing.
I forgot Reggie Bush was involved with the Kardashians.
The only one that's normal, dude. Everybody, Lamar Odom was a crackhead, dude. Fucking Kanye
Oh,
lost
shit.
it. Like, they all got fucked up. It's Travis Barker, dude. Travis Barker. What's he into? And he hangs out with like Megyn Kelly, is it? Or not Megyn Kelly. Jennifer's Body.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Isn't she like a bloodletter, like vampire or something?
They
like
had a
that?
weird thing with Machine Gun Kelly where they were,
Were they?
like licking
Yeah.
each other's blood or something.
I think they're best friends though. Like Megan Fox and the Kardashian sister. That Travis Barker's.
Is he still with her?
I don't know. I
don't
can't.
know either.
I don't know. But I know they're
We're talking out of our ass.
they're
on pop
witch
culture
cults, dude.
Right now.
They're a witch cult, dude. They do magic on the show, dude. I saw it with my own eyes. They do cult shit. So there's three members that are a little suspicious.
Yeah. And
Plus,
they used to have, well, we're just going off on tangents, but Josie was like the best song from Blink-182. And
Josie.
they had a completely different drummer.
Yeah, he was an alcoholic.
He was a cool guy.
Yeah, he probably drank too much.
He was probably too much of a
That was
punk
his
rocker
excuse.
for the other guys.
Same
for
thing
the
with the-
other intelligence guys. They're like, this guy's not going to be a hold of shit when we need
Yeah.
to support.
Yeah, he's too anti-government, dude.
Yeah, he was too actually punk rock.
He
We
didn't
needed
fall
to-
in line, dude.
We needed to find somebody
He
who's gonna
drank,
be able
dude.
to topple regimes.
Yeah, it's like the Beatles. They had to replace their drummer too, man. They had to get Ringo in there.
But yeah, those are the Damn It days and like Josie. Like my girlfriend
Yeah.
takes me home when I'm too drunk to drive.
Yeah.
Like that was like all right,
Prime-
that's peak Blink-182.
Prime pop
And now all of
punk.
a sudden you get this tattooed, really like Travis Barker. Like you think of him plugged in 2002, like that is like prototypical like Y2K like punk. I'm gonna pop him in.
Yeah.
Like that dude's like an avatar in a video game. Like that's how like like his persona is
Yeah.
just so generic. Like Oh, tattooed drummer guy.
Yeah. Lip piercing.
Yeah, like just generic.
He was
Take away,
good.
the other guy looked like he was just like some college kid out of like Southern California.
Yeah.
Like
He was a good drummer though, right?
yeah, I think so. I don't know what happened to him. You think he got paid? You think he did okay?
Travis
'Cause
Barker?
No, the other guy.
Oh no, he's broke.
You don't think he made any money?
No, he's probably homeless in Los Angeles.
I mean, he was in the Damn It video. Like he was.
No.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. Travis Barker didn't come into like the 2000s.
The first album, right? Chartreuse Cat or whatever. Is that the first one?
He was in the Cat album, but he was also in like 2 more, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was that late.
I think he was in Blink-182 for a while. We're going on a Blink-182 conspiracy mission now.
You better hope he was in like that Chartreuse Cat or Dude Ranch or whatever.
Blink-182 old drummer. Let's see what's going on here.
All right, but anyways, so Mark Hoppus.
92 to 98, dude. Cheshire Cat, Dude Ranch.
Oh, so he does have Dude Ranch
The
in
two
there
big
at least.
ones.
All right,
Yeah.
that's pretty
He's
good.
got to have some money,
Yeah.
some residuals, right? I mean, damn, it was it cheaper by the dozen.
I know. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, he's got to have some money.
Yeah.
I take that back. He's not homeless in Los Angeles. All right. So anyway, Mark Hoppus sends a meeting with his general,
Yeah.
and he says this.
Oh, yeah, he just happens to have a casual
talk. He's like,
talk with the general.
"Oh, you guys ever think of fucking using radio frequencies to intercept this video?
We can triangulate positions. And then
this guy's playing walking bass lines, dude. Ba-doom, doom, 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 doom. Then he's talking to a fucking general and just busts out a bunch of fucking physics.
he just
for
goes
this guy.
from to, hey, did you ever think about triangulating the satellites so we could find Saddam's exact position when he's
Where are
recording
you,
his...
drones? I'm gonna find you.
That's all Tom DeLonge lyrics were doing. But he's a much funner voice to copy than Mark Hoppus.
Yeah, that's like the prototypical fucking pop punk voice, though, dude.
The Tom DeLonge.
Yeah. Saddam, we see you in your cubby hole, sitting there with your beard. That's how they wrote "Miss You" or "Miss Me" or whatever the song was. Yeah. That was based on Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, for sure. Look it up.
Yeah, so he starts rattling off all this physics talk, dude. Like, oh yeah, you triangulate the fucking drones, and we're gonna intercept his radio frequencies
And
from
if
the
we just
video.
blast music and we can watch the videos, play them back, listen to the sounds, and then we'll have a more pinpoint location.
Craziest thing. And then they said 4 months later or 5 months later,
Yep.
they found Saddam Hussein living in the cubby. You remember when they pulled him out of the hole?
Yep.
He's like living underground. So that was a cool one. I thought we'd throw that one in there.
But current events, the state of society is not looking good. Fiat currency is probably going to go to zero eventually.
Yeah.
I have no hope.
Hey, with that big beautiful bill, wasn't that Palantir thing in there too?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we're fucked.
It's over. It's over.
All right. I think that's how we on the podcast. Like, we're fucked, and I'm actually scared.